Listen, let's do it this way first. Feeling. That's 200 plus horsepower. And so it is 218 horsepower. 2-liter commercial engine. Here it feels like all-wheel drive. Yes, of course he is equal. Yes, he is equal. He feels like he doesn't care where he goes. He's quite oaky. This is so cool. But let's talk about the cost. How much is 430? How much 430? How much does a Wrangler cost? 9. But the Wrangler has 272 horsepower. In this configuration it costs 431 million. Yes, there are only 2 configurations. Oh, we have a flank Chief 430, there is still a champion. It costs 230 more there. Only 2 are removed. And the Wrangler understands everything in my opinion. Well, that's why we went on 9. By the way, it's a nice convertible, yes, for 431 million. By the way, these cars would be a great fit. For rent on Baikal. To Altai in Sochi. Yes, it's a pleasure to ride in the mountains there. And this is possible. That is, I understood this easy removal. That's what's on top. But you can also remove the entire back part. It's just that one person won't do it. Look how comfortably she jumps. At first glance, I don't care about the road at all. No, what else are you going to buy? Used Wrangler you can, and that's it. Listen, for this money. We tested Haval Dargo not long ago. Yes, but the roof can't be removed. All this is already different. And how much did the Dargo cost? 330. You know, if you compare between Dargo 330 here. Regions to go somewhere something. And I would choose this car over this one. Darg has more interesting inside. But this car is a different thrill, you know. Here it is, another thrill. You can do this in your car. And I can. I can show Kiev from behind like this right now through the window, you know. The fun here is that you took off your roof and you are not like everyone else. I agree with this, some kind of convertible. You can buy a new one for 431 million rubles, none. And this one you can, and Darga unequal machine. Although for the most part, to be honest, in general, are they fucking equal or not equal? I swear there is another difference between them. That Haval is going to Tula. And the bike is assembled in Kaliningrad. Overall, great guys. Kaliningrad, hello handsome. Keep collecting. We need more cars like this. If you still bite on the price there. Listen, there is no fundamental difference, 272 forces as on the Wrangler. And here 218, well, there is no principle. Especially to understand how much money you save. Yes, of course, someone will appreciate it. He'll say you're riding a Wrangler, you've got a Wrangler. Well, someone will appreciate it. I would remove the nameplate from this car altogether. I drive an X7, some are suitable. He says, what kind of car is this anyway? I say Moskvich is new. They say, oh well. I say, well, of course you didn't know what would happen. This will happen soon. Haha, he says, wow, our guys are doing something. And I say, well, I'm surprised myself. In principle, it is comfortable to drive with the top open. But I'll close it now. Why? Because I want to speak in silence. And now I will have a tunnel. Let's go get dressed. You shouldn't have opened the door. Well, let's do it this way, nothing fundamentally complicated. It's clear that somewhere there are some minor flaws, inconsistencies. Because how old is a Wrangler? That's how much is clear. Again, the cost is based on the cost. Do you know what happened at the dealers? According to reviews about the Muscovite, after the price tags were dropped, all at once machine, minus 40% of complaints about the car simply dropped the price tag. It's the same here. You are such a dude, you gave 4,500. A joke for today. 4,500 is 100. Delivery is also possible. With design, with all the affairs. Well, they're $45, 50,000. Basically, you get everything for this money. Well, of course, for $45,000 in the country, where I fully develop it, produce their own car. Well, you can get a cooler car. But you and I don't produce anything. Fundamentally, completely ourselves. Buy. If this car cost $1,230,000, it would be priceless. Just amazing shit. There is none on this car. On that condition, it is clear that she can drive in winter too. It doesn't have a heated windshield. Well, it's certainly a bit sad here. The multimedia system is generally worse than on the phone. Honestly, the materials are quite cheap. This story looks especially funny. And of course everywhere everyone makes the handle like the Geländewagen. It's still unclear who stole what from whom. Don't you think that the whole front is stolen? Mercedes has knobs. The steering wheel is the control. This is some old jail or Emil. Honestly, it doesn't matter at all who they stole what from. It doesn't repel me. Well, that is, yes, well, such a simple, inexpensive, candid. Well, okay, a bit of electrical devices. Everything is written down, everything in Russian, everything is clear, everything is clear. There are of course some downsides. For example, it is written here, outdoors 28 degrees. Now I can't see half of it. You see some strange things. But overall, it's a normal car. The Chinese love these kinds of things. Little things and colorful ones. So that it would shimmer as we drove along. Yes, they're everywhere already, you know. Before it was surprising. You were like, oh how cool. Leather stitching. There is a colored thread, and now you look at this. You think, yeah, okay. And the man who drove the car. Not one that already has 500,000 kilometers there. She has a crooked panel there. Of course he sits here. He's enjoying it. I understand him. But he sits here. He likes it. It doesn't matter to him. What is this Chinese? He's not Chinese. Awesome lot of space. A tall person can fit here. He will be comfortable. And a rear view camera. And it is also adjustable. By the way, I want to say something about tellurics. What are these cameras, which are transmitted to the rear mirror? Very convenient thing. Convenient, do you know why? The window gets dirty more often and you have to wash it there. Splash water there. So you can see, but on Tyrix the car can be dirty as hell. The camera is clean because they put it on top, and she has a good view, and day and night everything is very clearly visible. BAIC BJ40 country brand. China class car. J. The length of the car is 4,645 millimeters. Width 1,925 millimeters. Height 1,871 millimeters. Wheelbase 2,745 millimeters. Clearance is 210 millimeters. Net weight 2,080 kilograms. Luggage compartment volume 532 L. Front suspension type independent spring double wishbone type rear suspension. Dependent spring. Engine model HW4C20 by engine location. Anterior longitudinal. Acceleration time from 0 to 100 km per hour is 10 whole and 85/100ths of a second. Fuel tank capacity 75 L. Max speed 160 km per hour. Fuel consumption. Mixed cycle 10 whole and 4/10ths of a liter per 100 kilometers. 5 years or 150,000 kilometers warranty. Depending on that. Whichever comes first. The same classic story. Don't break, don't turn. The same classic story as all Chinese. Time will tell the quality. The only danger from this car is that it has a state Chinese origin. Why do guys like the Forest Company succeed? Because there is a person there. There is a face of the Tesla brand. Elon Musk is the same. That is, where the person is, history moves differently there. In principle, except that it is equal. It has a little over 200 horsepower and it's Chinese. There are no such sharp claims. Well, here he is Wrangler. The same car. For only 9 million. He has more interesting hands, although I would argue. Is it possible to convince a person who came to spend 4,500 and gets 4,500, this bike, convince him? Save up some more and buy in ranks for 9. For what? Well, so that he could have a Wrangler. That's why he has a Wrangler, but he has 1,000 photos. He will post everywhere that he has a Wrangler. He is now in the Wrangler club, and in general Wrangler is all in general, this Wrangler. And the bike has an official representative in dealer network. Well, it's understandable if they assemble them in Kaliningrad. I think not. You can't convince a person who came to buy BAIC BJ40 for 431 million on Ranger for 9. This is exactly X2. You know, if only the Chinese hadn't been given some kind of replacement for BMW, and it would be called BAIC. I would buy it. What difference does it make? Well, the Chinese. What's the quality? What quality? Well, BMW quality. XM, how much does it cost? About paint lights up quality. How much do BMW 7s cost there? What kind of lighters? What quality? What is the quality? Quality, when did you buy it? You ride there 50, 100,000 kilometers, nothing falls off for you. And BMW just appeared, they already have new owners. So they are already hanging there. And here plus minus. Who buys these cars? People who don't want to overpay. So what is it called, a bike? And what do these cars buy next? People who? In the regions on bad roads. Through rural areas. Who go fishing. For hunting in general, and these fishermen and hunters, absolutely. I agree, whether they go on a Wrangler or on a bike. Especially they will love him even more. Because it costs 4,500 and that's it. There I am, riding with everyone else through the new Riga 120,130. Normal, calm. The car doesn't scream, the engine doesn't scream. You know, it seems to me that the most expensive thing in this car, transmission. Because the gearbox here is ZTEF. I wonder why they did that. They had no alternative of their own. For some reason I have a thing for these inexpensive ones. Chinese cars. Absolutely, even feeling. Well, it's like, okay, you look like this. You are worth so much. It matches the price. Everyone is looking for something in a car for themselves. Here it is, a terrible car, it is driving. It was a mistake not to watch the test about the old one. You definitely need to download the VK video app. If you are not subscribed to us, then find Community DE3, subscribe, put a bell. And if you are subscribed, put all notifications on. And all new videos you will be able to see. Enjoy watching. Well, at least without carbon. The hood is heavy. Very chrome, remove headlights, more or less okay. So cute. It's done nicely here. Don't like it. Look, that she is here. These expansion ones are really nice. Especially for 4,500. Well, it seems to me that they are just in Wrangler. They took it apart and such. Since their let's did this way too. We did pretty much the same thing. Let's make other handles. Yes, little by little, but the hinges are the same. Yes. I wonder if they will rot quickly or not. By the way, you can also put 2 homeless nightstands here, and in principle there will be 2 more here, times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 people, 1251, you go there. In Sochi, Armenian for example, who work on UAZs or Jeeps, who give tourists rides, go tell me about 1251. Your mother knows a good woman. They already tried to close something here, they put something big here, you see they slammed it shut, the plastic got a little damaged, Well, by the way, the lights are normal. Cute at least. You know, these aren't these light bulbs. These are idiotic. Here's chrome again. Remove this one. Remove this and remove that. And no one will understand what kind of car it is. I'm answering you. Just take away these chrome things. And here are these alls. And it will simply be more expensive by 1,000 to 500 at once. Other wheels can be installed. Although by the way she is still on Earth. I think it's so soft. And on Earth to her, everything is so combative. You know, it's just not a pity. I wouldn't mind driving it into a snowdrift. I wouldn't mind driving it onto a curb. Large high thresholds. Well, and again, the most important thing for all Chinese cars. I say this in every test. Time will show. This is the most important thing. In fact, they are already doing this. This speaks to that. What's coming up? I think in 5 years we simply won't know it all. That is, so that you understand. I think in 5 years China will be making cars like this. That just this. It will be, it is now ancient age. And it will be just like that. You will look at her. Like some kind of, here's the victory. Yes, that's exactly it, some old one. There's an old, big-eyed Muscovite there. Here you will be. Look somewhere there. Because the guys move at incredible speed. They don't see any obstacles in front of them. And move forward. I wish the same for all of you. Hi all, today I am writing a short review about the BAIC BJ40, especially for Eric Davidovich's channel. First of all, I'll tell you that I work as a technician at a car dealership, and this is our test drive car. I use it almost every day. What I like to begin with. These are real iron hinges, which are attached directly to the frame. This car can be pulled or pulled. Calm down, don't worry that you'll tear it off. The bumper is also a very cool moment, which I personally like. And it is especially relevant in the summer season. This is what the roof comes off. It is made of plastic. Remove the front part. It's just literally 2-3 minutes with the back part. Of course we suffered for a very long time the first time. It is removed using Torx bolts. Sometimes there are some wires sticking out there, which go to the rear view camera and to the washer. Well, this is a small minus, I think. I'll tell you a little about the suspension. After all, this is probably its main aspect. She is so tough. That is, in the city you move quite confidently. There is a roll. There are no strong creams or anything like that. But all sorts of bumps are felt quite strongly. That is, you even go over the joints of the asphalt. And you can really feel this little hit on the steering wheel. At the same time, this small minus is the rigidity of the suspension. Gives us a sensitive steering wheel. That is, to make a maneuver or overtake somewhere in the city. Or go around an obstacle. You can relax, it won't fall over or anything will happen to it. Let's talk about the downsides. Drive a car with such small mirrors. In my opinion, it's not very comfortable. The car also has a safety cage, the pipes of which are sewn into the front pillar. And somewhere on the turns, when there are pedestrian crossings, people will be seen quite difficult. You have to look out somewhere or something. Do some other body movements. The back row is not very comfortable to sit in. That is, to sit down, you have to put your foot here first. Take hold of the handles and then somehow climb up there. But in my opinion, I think for a person taller than me, and I'm only 177 centimeters for a second, I think it won't be very convenient. My cunt is of course active, but the consumption of 17 to 18L seems a bit too much to me. After all, it has a 2-liter turbocharged engine. I think at least 12-13 would have been and already was not bad. I also noticed this disadvantage before using it. When it rains, or you just left the car wash, you start to open the door, and water from the roof flows down the roof rail and straight into the interior. I don't know about the other owners, but personally I don't like it, because either water gets directly onto the mat, either carpet or on you, if you don't wait for it to drain. I think this is a constructive change. We'll need to fix it somehow in the future. The manufacturer. As for the salon, someone says that he has bad music, poor quality. I don't know, in my shoemaking opinion, there is a pretty good pleasant music system here. And for everyday trips, listen to some music. That's quite enough. Yes, if you are refined, I don't know, listener of songs in the salon, then you will need to replace the audio system. About landing. Driver in the car. We have managers in the car showroom. His height is more than 2 meters and the budget is 40. It fits quite comfortably. That is, the seat, very good move forward. That there are lumbar supports in the back and this is possible. Customize. For any height, that I will be comfortable here. What about a person taller than 2 meters? I want to say a huge thank you, Rolf Company, for the provided car. If this car cost 7-8 million, I would just smash it to smithereens. But based on today's realities, based on how much it costs today, and based on how much other cars cost, I have no complaints about this car at all. And then it's a matter of taste. Here you like it. Are you satisfied? Buy drive through the regions on bad roads. There are a lot of places where these cars will be just awesome. The roof was rented out. Earn some money. The machine will fight back, make a profit of 100%. Guarantee you have everything. I'm not interested in the human trend, of course. On a crossover and a Jeep. Everyone just went like that. We want a crossover Jeep. We want to be higher. I don't know, and everyone from sedans is like that. Everything is a sedan and that's it. We don't need a sedan. We want a Jeep. This is a strange thing. What is it that works in people? It's psychologically they want to be higher. They feel different somehow, or what? I can't understand. Well, I can understand when a car is chosen based on its technical characteristics, or for some tasks, okay, but you know everyone is like that. I want a crossover. Where do you use it? For the most part, everyone drives on asphalt. Here 99–98% of all are running on asphalt. Yes, it is clear that there are regions where the roads are not very good, where the climate conditions are different. I agree, I understand, but tell me about the Cadillac Escalade, for example, or BMW X5, or BMW X7, or Mercedes GL. Oh well, where do they go? They all drive on asphalt, on smooth good asphalt. And they need this tall big machine. The salon is big. Yeah, okay, I agree. This is what people might like, but it's not entirely clear. But this trend is growing. Everything is growing here in Lamborghini. When it was, they started making Lamborghini Urus. They lost to Ferrari, for example. Now there is a Jeep. It is impossible to buy one like that. When did BMW come out with the first X5 is just a bestseller, and X5. For the next 6 years this was the highest profit, which the BMW company earned. Mercedes is the same. Brands, they are starting from what humanity is asking for. Well, they sell all over the world. We still need sidans. Anyway, sidans are a city. This is a taxi, this is car sharing. This is everyday life. This is life anyway. But there are a lot of Jeeps and this is one of them. I would say not bad representatives, especially for my money so far.